I'm with you.
Ah! So the new trailer for Make Your Mark Chapter 2 just dropped, and it has revealed that Twilight will be making an appearance in G5. We will get back to that in a bit, but there are a few other standout points that I want to get to since I have quite a few thoughts and speculation on Twilight's return. So for starters, I want to talk about the animation real quick, because as we all know, Make Your Mark Chapter 1 had less than appealing animation. But, judging by this trailer, it seems as though they have upped their game. The three main areas where Make Your Mark was lacking in animation were lighting, motion, and character expression. All of these seem to have been massively improved upon. However, I am still not convinced until the official release. Remember when Chapter 1's opening scene was released early and it seemed as though the animation wasn't going to be bad, but then they skimped on making the rest of the special that level of quality? I'm not saying they are doing the same thing here and only picking the best animated scenes to show us, but it is a possibility to keep in mind. After all, they still can't seem to fix Jazz's disappearing ears! Why is this so hard? Why the ears? Why this character? I know it's a nitpick, but it bothers me so much that they can't just fix the darn ears. How hard is that? We also get to see Opaline, the Dark Alicorn, as well as her hench pony, Misty, who I can almost guarantee will become a main character. Now, I was expecting Opaline to be a very intimidating and more serious villain, and was really hoping that would be the case since Sprout and Posey were so disappointing. I wouldn't even say that Posey was a villain, more like a poorly written antagonist. Entire video on her, by the way. But sadly, from what little we are shown, it seems as though Opaline is only going to be one small step above Sprout. Her voice definitely isn't helping, seeing as how it sounds like this.
Well, what have you found? If you're going to maniacal laugh with me, Misty, at least be in sync.
Something I don't understand, though, is that she sends Misty to Maritime Bay to make sure that magic has returned, despite the fact that she was watching them and saw that magic returned and used magic to do it, and is herself an alicorn who can use magic? I don't understand! They also mentioned Sparky Sparkeroni in this trailer, and I am glad to hear that they at least acknowledge how ridiculous that name sounds.
Sparky Sparkeroni!
Sparky Sparkeroni?
Yep, named it myself.
Also, Sprout! Ah, yes! Finally! He is returning! While I didn't like him as a villain, I did enjoy his character in A New Generation, and have been wondering for quite a while what happened to him and why he hasn't shown up anywhere in Make Your Mark or Tell Your Tale, and the only place we've seen him is a video game. I actually wasn't sure at first if this was Sprout because his mane is covered by his hard hat, but no! This is Sprout! If you look closely, you can see his cutie mark. It's incredibly difficult to make out, but it has a big purple spot on it, and Sprout's cutie mark is a purple radish or beet. Or maybe it's a purple berry, like the ones he is currently growing behind him. His tail and white fur around his hooves also match. This is Sprout, 100%. As for the plot of the second chapter, it seems to be focusing on Earth Pony magic getting out of hand and growing these magical vines everywhere. We actually saw these vines in a screenshot that was released recently. And I just want to say, it looks less like it grew from the ground and more like some pony just placed it on the road. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, Twilight's return. I've already talked in length in previous videos about why I think bringing old characters back is a bad idea, so I won't go too deep into it here to avoid sounding like a broken record. Now, obviously, this is just a hologram of Twilight being emitted by the crystals. Whether or not she will make a full-blown appearance is unknown, but I am willing to bet that she will for one main reason. She's a familiar character that everyone loves and is extremely marketable. I've stated before that G5 is too reliant on its association with G4 to carry its success, and this is just further making my point. Hence why I am not surprised they are bringing her back. I do also have to say, I don't really like the way she looks in 3D. It could be that I'm used to seeing her in 2D and just need some time to adjust to the new look. Maybe it's the blurry hologram effect? I don't know. But something just feels off about her being in 3D. Am I the only one who feels this way? Does anyone else know what it is about her that feels so off? Leave a comment, please. And because I am such a complainer, I feel like I need to point out a continuity error here. If this is a direct message from Twilight in real time, why is she not a giant alicorn like we saw at the end of G4? And if this is an old recording of her from before she was a giant alicorn, that still doesn't add up because she made the crystals after the events of the last problem. And finally, I want to touch on her voice line here.
I'm with you.
I'm with you. It's hard to say exactly what this means without much context, but I am wondering if she is saying she is with them by either leaving a bunch of messages in the crystals for them to find, or if her spirit is somehow contained within the crystals. If they were going to go with the latter, this would be a way to bring back all of the main 6 into G5. And of course, they are incredibly marketable, so I'm pretty sure it's only a matter of time before that happens. And again, go watch my other videos to learn why that is such a bad idea. But if they do plan on bringing them back, there is one good thing that could come from all of this. Applejack being introduced to a smartphone. Oh, imagine her reaction!